I gotta say that administrative law judge.
Okay, great. Welcome to our Board of Equalization meeting, and we will call that meeting to order at 2:03. First is approving the minutes from the January 28th meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And number 2, approve the assessor review process report.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And number 3, approve BOE hearing process report.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 4, a change from primary to secondary residential.
Commissioners, if they're in case with the assessor's office, if we could ask you to strike number 4. The owners of that parcel have withdrawn their application. They misunderstood what the rules were for.
Yeah,
being
it
able to
looked
have
like
a
it
primary
qualified
exemption.
because the tenant is probably a primary resident.
Yes.
Okay.
So number 4 of number 4.
Motion to
Number
strike.
4, well,
Yes.
Or just, yeah.
number 4 on the BOE agenda.
It was the
Gotcha.
only one.
Okay. Gotcha.
Thank
So
you.
we'll take a motion on number 4.
Motion to strike.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 5, approve or deny the 2026 annual statement for continued property tax exemption for nonprofit.
Hi, Gina Case with the auditor's office. So these are all continuing applications. They've previously been approved. We've reviewed their applications. We still find that they meet the criteria and they're still adhering to their individual charitable, religious, and educational purposes. So in our minds, we have moved them forward.
Make a motion to approve item number 5.
I'll second to that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 6, approve or deny petitions to BOE to hear appeal of property valuations after the filing deadline.
Bert Hard with the auditor's office. There are 4 applications on there. The auditor's office has recommended denial on item 2 and item 3, and item 1 and item 4. They are raising factual questions that the assessor's office can address, and if there's agreement there, then we'd recommend approving them. If there's disagreement there, then we'd be recommending denial.
Okay.
Mark Carter, the assessor's office. The first one, parcel number 55-602-13. It's our recommendation that indeed be accepted. The second one, parcel 43-303-4. We suggest that be denied. No evidence was provided to suggest anything factual in error. And then the last one, as far as we go, ending, parcel 54-215-13. The appellant is suggesting that the home was not even started. We have evidence and show that it was indeed started, and pictures and photos of it being approximately 85% finished about January 4th of 2025. So that one we suggest be denied as well.
So we have an assessor photo on number 3.
Yes, and also aerial photography.
Perfect, thank you.
That's for number 4, ending 0013.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, so to clarify, you're okay with approval of 4, or am I hearing no on 3?
We are saying that it should not be because the home was started and nearly completed.
You're okay with 1, deny on 2, 3, and 4?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Any concerns there?
No.
Motion to approve item 1, denying 2, 3, and 4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Number 7, approve or deny findings of the hearing officer for appeals related to 501c3 property tax exemptions.
This application was reviewed by the hearing officer at our last date of hearings. You can see his recommendation, and he is recommending that the application be granted. There's only one application that was reviewed, and he's recommending it be granted. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve item number 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And just for the record, for the board's edification, when it comes to these ones that go before a hearing officer, obviously your choices, like for example, the 501c3s are to either accept the hearing officer's recommendation or set it aside and set your own. Like for example, if he recommends granting, you could say, no, we disagree, or should be denied. If he recommends denying, you can say, we disagree, it should be granted. Both parties have right to appeal any decision of the board to the State Tax Commission. Same thing for all the Greenbelt ones. If there's any Greenbelt one that the board feels should be granted or denied in opposition to the hearing officer's recommendation, you're certainly welcome to do that.
There's
Also,
a
on the
lot,
Greenbelt,
but
if
that's
you
a conversation for the next one.
okay. Also, I was going to say on the Greenbelt, if you really want to, you can also set aside and have your own hearing if you really want to.
And
Now you're just tempting us with a good
Commissioner
time.
Gordon really would like that.
No.
I know I'm
Okay.
tempting the wrath of the gods from up on high.
Now, Commissioner Beltran and Commissioner Gardner might move for that just so that Commissioner Gordon has a
Oh.
good time.
Wow.
Number 8, approve or deny findings of the hearing officer for appeals related to farmland assessment or urban farming act.
And on this docket, there was items 2 through 8. They're not necessarily in order as far as like numbers, but because we had some cancellations, but you'll notice the hearing officer's recommendation on all of these are deny. So, and you have his recommendations and
Yeah, so I really struggle with these because I feel like, for lack of a better word, we're screwing the property owner when we really shouldn't. So help me. I understand they missed steps that they should have taken. That's fair. And we're following the law. By a denial would follow the law to the letter. What is their recourse? I mean, most of these are, they made it, maybe they moved their property to a trust.
Yeah.
No change in the use of that property whatsoever. But technically, to the letter of the law, that is a change of ownership. I get that. And then they, we say we sent a courtesy, update application.
yeah.
I'm sure we did. What is their recourse? Like, so if we deny them, they just reapply and they help me. Like,
Commissioner, if I might.
Yeah.
So property owners have appealed some of these in years past, and these decisions have been upheld at the tax commission. I think if we're looking at the technical writing of the law, right, they're in violation, and the withdrawal and the rollback are all appropriate. Really what it comes down to, I think, is the commission's really only approach here, well, I should say that the only approach left is for the commission to step in as opposed to the Board of Equalization. And you have kind of your legislative power to defer these taxes out and possibly to forgive them. And that's a process that my office sort of initiates, the green folder process that we talk about sometimes. So,
and that's what I'm looking for. So obviously our suggestion is go the green folder route. And so maybe I should bring up this conversation in a commission meeting and not a BOE, but I just feel like there needs to be some process improvement to the whole structure because this is.
Well, and I'll agree with you. So one of my biggest issues here is I don't want to give people greenbelt or urban farming that don't meet the requirements. But if they are producing on that land and it's merely a technicality, what I've done as a commissioner traditionally is ask them to file a green folder, and then we will defer the rollback. And if they get back onto greenbelt, meaning that if they're qualifying for greenbelt, and that tells me that they really are using it, and then we'll abate a percentage, typically 20% of it every year for 5 years. Or something like that. I mean, it's going to depend per parcel, but I agree with you. If it's a technicality, because here's the thing, a rollback isn't just, oh, you went off greenbelt. It's 10 years, right? This is a significant financial burden for someone because of a technicality when they're utilizing the property for what we want them to utilize it for, hence the greenbelt. So that's what I've done, is I've asked the attorney's office to work with some of these folks who I think shouldn't have been kicked off under the spirit of the law, maybe. and ask them to say, let's defer this for amount of time and then abate
Which I
over
agree.
the
But
years.
to Paul's point, this is a commission
Yes.
discussion and process,
Yeah,
and
no,
BOE should follow
Yes.
to the T.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
BOE really doesn't have a discretionary role,
Sure.
right? Now with the introduction of the hearing officer, I think we're all kind of realizing now that there's a little bit of a gap now, because it used to be the case that the BOE would have the applicant right here in front of you, right? And you'd say, look, we have to deny this because you changed ownership, and under the law, a change of ownership should trigger a new application. You didn't file one. It's going to be upheld here. This withdrawal is going to be upheld. But, and then the BOE would regularly say, we invite you to do this other process. Well, now we have the hearing officer sort of stepping in now. And so as far as, informing the landowners, that's a little bit of a blind spot, I think, here.
I agree.
And so
Yeah,
we gotta kind of
that's
figure
the
that out.
whole
I think we
entire
could do a
premise.
little bit better of explaining procedures, right?
Yeah.
We too often just say, well, you did what you did and you're a grown
Yeah.
adult landowner. Figure it out yourself when it is very complex.
Yeah,
And-
And
100%.
frankly, that's one of the biggest complaints that we've had
We
about
always
the
hear it.
assessor's office is that when there is a path for people, they're not pointing them out to that path, right? And that's, I think, in sometimes that they fall short of customer service in that aspect. Are they fulfilling their duties legally? Yes. But personally, as a commissioner, I want to encourage as much food production in our county as I can. I think it's
Yeah.
a safety and a security issue.
Yeah, so I don't know if the answer is to kind of work with the hearing officer or, lean on Mr. Harvey. I don't really know what the answer is, but I will say that, the commissioners passed a resolution, I think maybe more than 5 or 6 years ago now, that's basically said when there's a technical reason to withdraw and yet you get back into Greenbelt, we'll work with you
Mhm.
on, basically the idea is we only want to collect one rollback on your Greenbelt, not two.
Yeah.
And the rollback, by the way, is 5 years, just for the
Oh, yeah.
record. But
Sorry.
anyway, we might need to kind of figure that piece out.
Yeah.
And if I can interject and help
Information
ease the
piece.
board's conscience a little bit, we actually did have a significant discussion with the appellants during the hearing about the concept of the 1347 application of being able to defer these taxes, and several of the appellants were informed of that possibility. But as we're kind of going through this, and this is a new process for the county and for the auditor's office, we're legally required to notify the appellants of the decision of the board, but we're also legally required to let them know what their options are, including, appealing that decision to the state. I have no problem from the auditor's office standpoint making it part of our general practice and our boilerplate notification to include information about deferring a rollback in the cases where there was a technical adjustment, and referring them to the county ordinance too as well. That's something I haven't adopted. That's
Yeah,
something
I think
the board.
we need to. I think as a policy, this commission's made it very clear that we would like to protect these areas.
Yeah.
And make it very easy for our folks. I mean, to go through this laborsome process is not easy. And then to get a bill for 30, 40 grand is, I mean, me, I'd be losing sleep. So these people are, and for a technicality, I don't blame, the assessors are doing their job. The law is the law. We don't get to change that. But as far as the repercussions of later, we can improve, and we can say, hey, all is not lost. Like, you got denied in this formal process, but we would like to help you in this process.
Yeah.
I think we could improve technology wise. I think if we had a better, even a how-to video, some online presence, I hear that a lot, hey, I can only do this after hours. I can only investigate this after hours. How do I make application if I can't get a hold of the the office?
Yeah, I like that.
And I hear that a lot. And so I would love to see us lead out before they pass legislation making us do it. And it's like we would be the example, like most times, of hey, this is good business practice, and your office does tremendous work. I think we could get there.
Well, obviously, an
right.
application process for Greenbelt is definitely handled by the assessor's office. But like I said, from the auditor standpoint and from managing the appeal process and the notification, I'm happy to add any information to a final notification that allows an appellant. I love informing appellants of their rights. You know me. But
Yeah.
so I think it'd probably be appropriate if the board and the attorney's office agrees to add information about the additional option through the county commission to defer greenbelt taxes when there's a technical correction like this, and that's nothing for me to add an extra piece of paper to a letter.
Yeah,
So
and I think the way we put it, right? If this was due to a technical issue, there is recourse. I mean, I agree. I think that we need to do that.
And one thing that would be helpful is if you all in your capacity as BOE created a policy, that way it's something that will, right now it's just kind of a general understanding. If we could work with the attorney's office to draft an official policy of the BOE to officially invite, and that way the administrative law judge could even consider that in their recommendations on here's the process that we follow. We want you to apply for the green folder under these circumstances. That way it's not just a interpretable thing, it's an actual concrete policy from the BOE.
I would favor that.
Okay, good discussion. Take a motion on item number 8.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 8.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
Okay.
to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll switch over to regular commission meeting.